שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד.
That is a problem, and I am sorry. I was not aware that was happening. Woo! All right, Shabbat Shalom. מה יפה היום, Shabbat Shalom. Feel free to turn that down. מה יפה היום, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. מה יפה היום, Shabbat Shalom. מה יפה היום, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Got it.
I am so glad to be here welcoming in Shabbat with you all, and I have the pleasure of being a member of our board. I'm a secretary of TBT, and very excited to be here celebrating a special day in a week of special days with you all. Speaking of special days, I would really like to invite everybody to come back next weekend because Sue and a whole lot of other people have put a lot of work into making a really cool weekend to celebrate our rabbis. We are doing the official installation of some hardware we picked up over the summer, including Rabbi Dusty and our senior rabbi, Rabbi Molly. So please come back, join us for that, sign up for our newsletter, get all that information, and thank you for leading us in worship tonight.
Thank you. Shalom. All right, everyone.
Delightful to
Whoa, okay. Now, okay. The good news, the batteries are working. Yes? Am I? Because it really doesn't seem like I am, but I'll just keep, oh, now I am. Shabbat Shalom. Thanksgiving. We're going to see some fun friends who are visiting from college. Yay. Hope you all had a nice break from whatever your regular routine is, and hopefully everyone is back into the flow of having power and Wi-Fi and all the things. We are going to begin with lighting our Shabbat candles on pages 2 and 3. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Let's see if I can extend this far. Let's join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Let's do some simchas. We have not had a chance to do that in a while before we sing our kiddush. Anyone have anything you are celebrating this Shabbat? Johanna. Yay, having all 3 kids home. Power. Amen. New beginnings. Leftovers. Good. Okay. You are on the live stream and have a simcha or something you're celebrating, you can share. We're going to join together on page 5 in the blessing over the wine. Grape juice. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehila lemikra kodesh, zecher letziyat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'charta, yotanu kidashta, mikol hamim, v'shabbat kodecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh ha-shabbat. Okay. We are going to turn now to page 13 as we join together in one of our Psalms, getting ready to welcome in the Sabbath bride. Page 13, Shir Chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. We'll turn now to pages 20 and 21 for L'Chadodi. Maybe taking a moment to just think about what the attributes of the Sabbath bride are that you want to invite into your life this Shabbat. We'll join together in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to 9, we typically rises. We're able to face that and turns to our sanctuary. For that, start with the words of L'Chadodi. Yalalala, L'Chadodi. Yalalala, the crocodile. Yalalala, Panei Shabbat. Panei Shabbat, Nekabela. Yalalala, the Kadodi. Yalalala, the crocodile. Yalalala, Panei Shabbat. Panei Shabbat, Nekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibor echad yishmiyanu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad v'shem tiferet Shabbat, l'chuten echad, ki mekor habracha. שמי קדם יסוכה סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat, Kabbalat, Yitoreri, Kiva Orech, Kumiori, Uri. Shir Daberi Kevod Adonai Haich Nichai Yalalala L'Chatodi Yalalala L'Kakalon Yalalala B'nai Shabbat B'nai Shabbat Shalom, Aterebala, Gam Besimcha, Ufsola, Tochemune, Am Segula, Boikala. Shabbat, B'nai Shabbat, Kabbalat. We're going to remain standing and turn now to page 28. And we join together in the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Yai lai lai, yai lai lai lai, yai lai 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 lai. Be seated. We are going to turn now to page 31 as we join together in Ma'ariv Aravim. Let's join together at the top of the page. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. Your guide, the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ma'ariv Aravim. And on page 32, we'll continue with Ahavat Olam, our prayer giving thanks for the love that God shows us through the gift of Torah. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Torah u'mitzvot, hukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadetam, otanu limadetam. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu, k'neinu nasiach v'kufaka, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha le'olava, ki hem hayenu, v'yorech yameinu, u'v'nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla, ve'avat chal tasir, mimenu le'olamim, baruch ata Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Turn the page as we join together. Words of Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohim, Adonai, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchut Le'olam, Le'olam V'ad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim l'Elochem. Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim l'hiyot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Let's turn to page 40 now for Mi Chamocha. Mi Chamocha is our song of freedom and redemption, and it's on the most pshat, basic level, celebrating our freedom from slavery in Mitzrayim. And Mitzrayim is the word for Egypt, but can also relate to the word of narrowness. So during Passover and every time we sing Mi Chamocha, we are celebrating our ability to get through spaces of narrowness. And as we are leaving the month of Heshvan, getting ready to move into the new month of Kislev, which is our darkest month of the year. Just want to offer one little piece of connection between Rosh Chodesh and Mi Chamocha. Can't remember if I mentioned this last month, but for Rosh Chodesh Heshvan at the beginning of this past month, which feels like it was just yesterday, turns out it was a month ago, I was in a group where our leader encouraged us to think of something bitter in our lives and sort of sit with that bitterness, because Mar Cheshvan is a month that is sometimes called, I just said it, Heshvan is sometimes called Mar Cheshvan, which means the bitterness of Heshvan, which the rabbis sometimes call it because it doesn't have any Jewish holidays. So we were encouraged to just sort of think of something bitter that we tend to react to, bitter things, right? So we were encouraged to sit with it. And now so you could think of something bitter if you would like, but now as we're moving into Kislev, and I'm thinking both about maybe bitter things, but also the narrow things in our lives, perhaps things that feel dark, those uncomfortable places, maybe think about what it might mean to just sit in those a little bit. Doesn't mean that you have to be comfortable there. Doesn't mean that it makes the thing itself any better necessarily, but sometimes if we're not so quick to react away from the thing, we're able to find a little space to breathe in it. So as we join together in Mi Chamocha, our prayer of freedom, and think about, even if there is a place where you feel constricted at this moment, thinking about how to be in that and still find a way to be yourself, and knowing that you will eventually get through the thing, whatever the thing is. So we'll join together in Mi Chamocha on page 40. Hashkivenu is on page 42, which is our prayer, asking for God to help protect us, give us a sense of safety as we move through those dark, scary places. We'll join together, page 42. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu v'shalom, v'chomidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu v'shalom, v'chomidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Shmor zeitenu, Shalom, Etov Yadolam. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu v'shalom, Hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu v'shalom, Hamidenu shomreinu. Move now to the Chatima, the final line of this blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Aporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim ve'al kol amo. Ve'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai, Aporei Sukkot Shalom. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. We are going to transition now from our blessings to the Amidah, our standing prayer, which gives us the opportunity to start as one community and then move into our own personal prayers. So I'll invite you to rise as you are able. And we'll join together beginning on page 46. Adonai Sefer Tativtach Ufi Agi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, Ocher Hasdei Avot v'Imachot, U'mevig Ula Lifnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashif ha'ruach u'morid ha'gashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Tomech noflim verofech olim, Umatir asurim, Umekayem emunato lishenei afar, Michamocha ba'gevurot, Melech, Melech mimit, Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Bene'emanata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yihalelucha salah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. We'll continue now with our own silent prayer. Whenever you're finished, you can be seated. We'll join back together in our prayer for peace. page 60, Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lachol HaShalom Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lachol HaShalom Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim V'tov be'einacha levarech et amcha Yisrael v'chol erev v'chol shah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Tasim Tasim. Take a moment now to think about our loved ones who are in need of healing, to ask for God's blessing of strength and courage, and perhaps a sense of healing, even if a cure is not necessarily available to us. On this Shabbat, we are thinking of Amy Thornton, Jacqueline Tara Smith, Deborah Rose, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Ellen Gottlieb, Vanessa Bianco, Paul McReady, Glenn Letts, Carl Wilhite, Ginny Gaston, Cindy Balin, Patty Newby, Joe Giordano, Brian Ward, Joshua Kornblue, Joe Dover, Christina Marie Lindsay, Janine Morris, Ron Louie, Sally Wildison, Marnie Good, Sylvia Angel, Marion Laird, Sheldon Robert, William Stingler, Lisa Bush, Kalai Sochale Aloha, Patricia Barber, Adrian Heelander, Kyle Asadurian, Elizabeth Knopf, Nancy Gersman, and Paul Norris. If there are other loved ones that you're thinking about who are in need of healing, perhaps you yourself are in need of healing, I invite you to share with us. If you're on the live stream, please share in the chat. If you're here, you can share out loud with us. Join together. The middle of page 253. 253, our prayer for healing. Mi shepera avotenu mekor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Ishebera imotenu Mikor habracha leavotenu, as those in need of healing, with refuah shema, the renewal of life, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Our Torah portion this week is Parshat Toldot, and when we talk about the Torah portion for this week, it's one of the most well known for the family drama that happens. And when we talk about that drama, we are often focusing on the twins, Jacob and Esau, their dynamic, and we sometimes note Rebecca's either, you could say, behind the scene manipulating, you might say, or you could also say manifesting, depending on how you think, what you think Rebecca's doing, what she's up to. But her behind the scenes work to get a particular outcome for Jacob. And in this Torah portion, we tend to, when we're talking about it, focus less on Isaac, probably because he is largely passive. And he is technically the person in the story that has the most power, because he is the patriarch and he is the one who can offer the family blessing. But things are largely done to Isaac in this Torah portion. And in fact, if we look at the trajectory of Isaac's life throughout the Torah, most of his story is one of being acted upon. In the famous Akedah story of a few Torah portions ago, Abraham, Isaac's father, takes Isaac up a mountain to be sacrificed. Abraham tells everyone that as father and son, they're going up to sacrifice a sheep, and then they'll be back. And an unassuming Isaac asks his father along the way, "Hey, Dad, we have all this stuff to make a fire, but we don't have the sheep. Where's the sheep?" And Abraham says, "Don't worry about it. God will provide the sheep." And then in the text, Isaac does not respond to this. He doesn't react. And when they arrive at the mountain, top of the place where they're going to do the sacrifice, Abraham is able to bind his son and nearly kill him before God intervenes. And after that intense moment, the Torah tells us that Abraham alone returned down the mountain to his servants. There's no mention of Isaac at all. And we don't hear from him or see him again until his mother, Sarah, dies. And Abraham then decides that his son, Isaac, needs a wife to fulfill the covenantal promise. So once again, it's not that Isaac decides it's time for him to get a wife. His dad has decided for him. And you might think that after the Akedah, after the binding of Isaac, that Isaac would be like, "You know what? I'm out. Like, I don't know what kind of deal you have here with this God of yours, but I don't think I want to be part of this covenant. No, thank you." But we don't get that. And in this moment when Abraham knows that he needs to get a wife for Isaac to carry on the covenantal promise of Abraham's seed becoming a great nation, he does not send Isaac. He sends a servant to go find someone for Isaac. And the first time that we even read about something with Isaac where it's an active verb instead of a passive verb is when Isaac is out on a walk. We're told that Isaac is going out for an evening walk. And while he's out there walking, he sees some camels coming, and there is a woman Rebecca, who will be his wife, and Abraham's servant. And so they are approaching him, and We don't even know, did Isaac know that someone had been sent to go find him a wife? Was he out there looking and waiting? The answer is no. The rabbis tell us that his purpose was to go out into the field to pray. He wasn't out there looking, waiting, anticipating Rebecca coming. So we've got this story of someone who seems to be a quiet person, an unassuming person, and he is not necessarily who you would think of as a strong candidate to carry on the great covenantal promise between Abraham and God. And so it's not until this week's Torah portion that we see any kind of aspiration or passion come out of Isaac. Rebecca, his wife, is not able to conceive, and so we're told that he pleads with God to allow Rebecca to conceive, and God answers his prayers, and Rebecca has twins. That's pretty much it. That's the most we get out of Isaac here. And then in the middle of the Torah portion, there's a very curious story. I think oftentimes get looked over for the drama of the twins, which comes later, well, beforehand. So in the middle of the twin drama, we're told that there's another famine in the land. Famines happen pretty much in every generation, so there's a famine. And Isaac goes to see Abimelech, who's the king of the Philistines. And he ends up settling there where Abimelech is. He starts working the land there. And as he works the land there, he reaps an incredible amount of food, and he becomes rich, and so he gets animals, and then he becomes even richer. And all of a sudden, this guy who doesn't seem to have really tried very hard for much in his life seems to be doing pretty good. And so Abimelech notices, and he does not like that Isaac is doing so well, and so he sends Isaac away. Isaac does not argue. Once again, he's told what to do, and he's like, okay. So he leaves, and he goes, and he finds another place, and he settles there, and he starts digging a well, and he finds water there. So he's like, this is good. And as soon as he finds water there, some other people come up to him, and they're like, this is our land. That's our water. And again, you would think that Isaac would be like, no, I dug this well. This is my water. But he does not do that. In fact, he says, okay. And he goes to another place. And he does this again and again, multiple times in this story. He digs a well, finds water. Someone wants the water, tells him to leave, and he does. Finally, he arrives at, I think, a third place. He has servants. Now, because he's doing so well, his servants start digging a well there. And as they're digging a well and finding water again, he notices that the king, Abimelech, is approaching him. And Isaac looks up and he's like, what are you doing here? Remember, you sent me away. You were not very nice to me. And Abimelech says, okay, look. Clearly you're doing something right. You harvest, reaped tons of food in my land, and everywhere you go, you have no problem digging up a well and finding water. This God that you claim to be connected to, Adonai, this must be the real deal. And Isaac basically says, yeah, but remember that part about how you sent me away? And Abimelech says, okay, yeah, we did, true. Sent you away, but we could have hurt you, and we didn't. We sent you away in peace. And so now we see that Adonai is good and has blessed you, so we would like to be with you, please. And how does Isaac respond? He could he could have said, nice try. I can see right through you. How convenient that when you notice that things go well for me wherever I go, that you want to be part of that. Sorry, tough tittles. He does not do that. What he does was very surprising to me. He makes a feast for them. there's a one line in the Torah says he made a feast for them and they ate and they drank. And then in the morning, Isaac and Abimelech exchange oaths like brothers, the Torah says. And then Isaac bids him farewell, and they depart from him in peace, b'shalom. So when I read this, it was curious to me why this reaction here, and I noticed that the word shalom was there, which we use all the time colloquially, and was curious how many other times the word shalom had appeared in the Torah thus far. The answer is really once, when there's one time when God tells Abraham that he's going to die in peace. But otherwise, this is essentially the first time that the word shalom appears in the Torah. And definitely the first time that it occurs in the context of two people being at peace when they are two people who had been at odds with each other. And this is not the first time that two people are at odds with each other in the Torah. So that's not new. So Isaac could have told Abimelech to buzz off, but he instead invited him in, made him a meal. They became essentially like brothers, and sends him in peace. And so I was wondering, as I was reading this, what the Torah might be trying to tell us about Isaac. He's certainly not like Abraham or Jacob, who both have big personalities, so his dad and his son. They both have really big personalities, and they're both known for proactively getting out there in the world and working hard to achieve their goals. Isaac is passive and he's unassuming, but he's also someone who makes peace. This was striking to me. Passivity, I think, is usually talked about in as a negative attribute, but I wonder if Isaac is meant to teach us something about the dangers of becoming so focused on our ambition that it comes at the expense of others. Isaac seems to buck the trend here of competitiveness and the deceit that surround him his whole life. So perhaps he wasn't actually being passive, but maybe he was simply resisting the trappings of a mindset of scarcity and fear that surrounded him. From his birth, Isaac was pitted against Ishmael, his brother, his half-brother, and yet when Abraham dies, we're told that Isaac and Ishmael bury Abraham together. When he realizes later in this Torah portion, back to the twin drama, that he gave Esau's blessing to Jacob, he gives Esau another blessing at Esau's behest, and then he calls Jacob back for an additional blessing, and he says to Jacob something like, "May you and your offspring be granted the blessing of Abraham, that you may possess the land where you're sojourning, which God assigned to Abraham." So his final blessing to his child, he mentions Abraham twice, and he does not mention himself, and it almost seems like maybe he's trying to take himself out of that chain, like maybe he doesn't want to be associated with the rivalry or the competitiveness in any way. I don't know. Isaac didn't ask to be born into this family, and he could have let the legacy of his father and his position as heir, if you will, to the covenantal promise between God and Abraham go to his head. He certainly resisted that. And he also could have, and certainly seemed to, move through a lot of his life, sort of just taking whatever came at him. And so it is striking to me that in this moment where, and really at the moments throughout Isaac's life, the pieces where we see conflict, those are the pieces where we get a good sense of his personality, where he does become more active. So on this Shabbat, at a time when There seems to be a culture of cutting down others in order to gain success. May Isaac serve as a reminder to us that there's another way, that we need not give in to divisiveness, and that perhaps the world would be better if we chose to live into our covenant with God through a mindset of peace. Shabbat Shalom. We are going to turn now to Aleinu, which is on page 283, reminding us of our obligation to do tikkun olam in the world, to mend broken parts of our world, and work towards perfection of our world. Let's join together. If you're able, please rise. Top of 283. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגורלנו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. You be seated. Turn now to page 294, thinking of loved ones whom death has recently taken from us and those in our lives who we lost at this time in years past. On this Shabbat, we are in the 30-day period of mourning the loss of Roberta Pease, mother to Jan, Julie, and Amy, and grandmother of Hannah and Marina. And we also mark yahrzeits this Shabbat of Margaret Gordon, William W. Weinstein, Marcia Schwartz, Louis Schatz, Leonard Martin Schwartz, Philip Mayer Green, Estelle Morrison, Albert Barrow, Vladimir Ostritsky, Eric Vassin, Verna Weigel, Alan Waldbaum, Herbert Bachrock, Moshe Cohen, James Launer, Harry Robinson, Archie Bloom, Elaine Joseph, Joan Razy Rifkin, Bessie Shapiro, Marjorie Anita Cohen Spring, William Foreman, Ralph Jacobson, Bertha Z. Mosler, John Giroux, and Sanford Shapkin. If there are other names you'd like to add to our Kaddish list today, or if I mispronounce a name, please share with us so we can hear names pronounced correctly. If you're on the live stream, please share in the chat. If you're able, let's join together. We'll rise as one community. Join together in the words of Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish, on page 294. V'kadal v'kadash shmei rabbah, v'alma divrach yoteh v'amlich malchuteh, v'chayachon uv'yomechon, uv'chaye dekol beit Yisrael, v'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei almaya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shmei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbachata v'nechamata. Da'amiram be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shama rabba min shemaya. v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You be seated. And before we say Hamotzi, we'll end with we'll end with something. Let's end with an Oseh Shalom, another prayer for peace. Let's do this one. We are ode to Isaac. Oseh Shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Oseh shalom b'mroma, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru amen. Let's join together in our final blessing. Just in time. Please, always. Come on. Ooh, wow. Big step. You're holding it? Okay. Ready? You got it? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avon. Shabbat shalom. Okay. Yeah, do you want to take a piece first? Here, I'll hold it. You take a piece. Yeah, and then jump down. Good job. All right, you got it? Okay. All right, Shabbat shalom, everybody.